Hola mi gente, me llamo Santiago Peralta y nací en Portuguesa en Venezuela. Growing up in Venezuela was very different than a lot of things I've witnessed when I moved to the United States. I started playing baseball when I was 2 years old. My whole family, my grandpa, my dad were around it their whole life, and I was born into it. I didn't have an option. It just ran in my blood. I had a lot of cousins growing up. I had about like 14 cousins, and all we would do was just, after school, we would go outside in the backyard and then just play with cardboard bases, barefooted. We would make balls out of tape, socks, and our bats would just be like wooden sticks that we would find like at construction sites and stuff like that. That was one of the best times of my life. Just remembering that, and just to know that I'll have that forever in my mind. It's a big part of me. It's something that will never leave. When I was around 13 years old, me and my family, we faced a big challenge. We found out my dad was sick, and with the situation in Venezuela, the doctors couldn't provide. So my dad had to go to Lexington, Kentucky, down the road, and go for a doctor's appointment. We went there, and in 2015, my mom and my dad went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "You're good, you could go back home for a year, come back next year." And I'm an only child, so I'm a mama's boy, and that whole year while my mom was gone, I stayed home with my grandma and my grandpa, and it wasn't the same, obviously. Like, I love them to death, but it was different. So next year came around, and my mom made sure to bring me this time. We were supposed to come for 15 days, and we had two bags. We packed for 15 days. We go to the doctor's appointment, and the doctor sat my dad down, and his health was getting a little bit worse, and was just like, basically straight up, he just told him, if you go back home, you have a chance of not making it. My dad made the decision to stay here in the United States he made that decision in 2 days. And of course, me and my mom were right behind him, supporting him, because that's what family's for. When my dad made that decision, me and my family, we didn't know what was our next step. We didn't know where we were gonna sleep the next day, or what we were gonna, how my parents were gonna provide for me. So we met the right family at the right time, that I now call mom and dad, the Sims. I love them to death. They helped us through a lot of the stuff, and that's why I'm standing here. And I got the opportunity to go to college. 2 years go by after the decision that my dad made, and he was getting pretty sick, and he went in a coma for 2 days, and it was hard because while I was trying to go to school and my mom was trying to provide for me and him as well, I was a little kid. I was 13 years old, and I was just, I had no cell phone. I knew no English. I was riding the Lex train down to school, and life just seemed like it was amazing. Like there was no worries in my head, but I knew deep down what my parents were going through. So after that, my dad, doctor sat my mom down, and she said, it's gonna be like a 9-hour surgery. We either have it, or worst comes to worst, he doesn't make it. My mom made the decision for him, and she told the doctor to go ahead and do the transplant. And 9 hours go by, me and my mom are just sitting outside in the hospital waiting for a response. Doctor comes back out, and he said that everything went well. It was gonna be a long recovery, but the liver transplant is one of the best things that has ever happened to my dad, because if you were to see him nowadays, if you saw him walking down the street, you would never think that's what he went through. So yeah, my family is very important to me. I don't go a day thinking without thinking of them. It's if you ever see me on the street and you see me with my mom and my dad, just know that it means a lot. Out of high school, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I knew I wanted to play baseball somewhere, and EKU gave me a home for sure. I got the opportunity. I got recruited here, and when I first stepped my foot on campus, I loved it. I didn't think about other schools. I wasn't like, oh man, I'm better than this. As soon as I got on campus, I knew this was my home, and it's been an amazing journey that I've gone through. My 4th year here, I feel like I could stay here for the rest of my life if I had to. If being from 30 minutes down the road, or it's a big thing for my mom and my dad as well. They love me very much, and they make the sacrifice of they try to go to every single game, and it means the world, because I know a lot of my teammates, their parents are far away from here, and I'm super grateful that my parents make the sacrifice to come to every single game. It means a lot. Being from Venezuela is something that I will always keep in my heart. I'm not afraid to tell the world where I'm from. I love it. It's where I came from. Hispanic Heritage Month is not about, to me, it's not about the month. It's really about where I came from. I look up to my grandpa a lot. He was probably my figure growing up. Him, my grandma, while both of my parents were working, that's who took care of me. And the culture that we have is just so different than just anything else that I've ever done. The culture that I have with my family, it means a lot. It's different for sure. I'm proud to be from Venezuela. Venezuela will forever have my heart, but EKU definitely came a home for me, and it gave me a place to stay and become friends with all these guys that I had now spent years with, and now I could say they're brothers. It will forever hold a sweet spot in my heart for sure.